Hello ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, Buck Let's Play here today, and we are doing a Let's Play of Dark Souls 2. If you watched my update video, you all know that I am now doing post-commentary, so I figured it'd be a little bit better that way. You might enjoy it a little better, it might sound a little more professional, and there'll be less rambling going on. But here we are playing Dark Souls 2. You start out in the place called Things Betwixt, and you have to work your way up to the 3 old women where you actually create your character. A little bit different than Dark Souls 1, but still the same nonetheless. Still a fantastic game. I actually like Dark Souls 2 quite a bit better, so hopefully this will be a fantastic series. Of course there's an item to the left there. I didn't want to go get it, and there's probably plenty of items to go get, but I just wanted to jump right in. I do try to keep some of the things, like the short videos in. I don't watch them all, but here's the 3 old women. You actually can come back to them later on in the game and reconfigure your character if you wanted to. Like if you are completely made up as a sorcerer, you could reconfigure your stats to be a warrior. You can reallocate all of your stats to something completely different. As you can see, we are Buck Let's Play. That's our character. The character I make is actually going to be a warrior. I do like sorcerer characters. I was playing Dark Souls 2 as well as Dark Souls 1, as you all might know. When I was playing Dark Souls 1 and did the Let's Play for you guys, I was playing Dark Souls 2 as well. And I had like 2 major characters that I've almost beaten the game with. And then, unfortunately, when I had to reinstall my computer, it was all lost. So, anyway, we are creating a warrior character here. Of course, it's going to be a male. I usually don't mess with the settings too terribly much, but, yeah. I believe I give him... what color? I think I give him a white-colored hair and a white-colored beard. I don't know. I've always been a fan of Gandalf. All of you who know Lord of the Rings, so that's why. You know, even though he's just a warrior, he's not a sorcerer. It'd probably be better if we had done a sorcerer character with this kind of hairstyle. And you know what? I feel like a complete moron at this point. Oh my gosh, people! I think it'd be more professional if I had just started this commentary over, but I'm not going to. This is a sorcerer character. This is not a warrior. Oh my gosh. This is a sorcerer, so it makes sense why I was making a white-headed character. This is bad, people. I recorded this video last night, and here I am. I already forgot that this was a sorcerer. For some reason, I thought I made a warrior. No, this is a sorcerer character, so I guess the white hair does kind of fit because I like Gandalf. So, here we are. We're a sorcerer, people. I know that was horrible, and I was obviously setting him up to be a sorcerer, and here I am rambling. I wasn't paying any attention. But there's the first bonfire just outside the doors. There's an item here you can pick up. You get a soul of the lost undead and a torch. Those souls, you can actually consume those, and it'll give you souls to spend on various different things. The fantastic thing about Dark Souls 1, this is all pretty much tutorial here in the Things of Betwixt. You actually can read those little stones and they give you tips on how to play the game, but of course I know what I'm doing, so I don't really need to read them, but I wanted to go ahead and go through it, and some of the parts you have to go through in order to advance. So as you can see here, my sorcerer, not warrior, his primary weapon is a sorcerer's staff, and I shoot out soul arrows. You get 30 every time you rest at a bonfire. It'll replenish it, and as you can see, every now and then whenever I hit one of the enemies, if it doesn't kill them, I don't want to waste another soul arrow, so I'll equip the dagger and go up and finish them off, or I'll whack them with the staff. As you can see there, I accidentally tried to whack him instead of attack him, but and then there are many moments I just am lazy and go ahead and kill them with 2 soul arrows, even though it was pretty much a waste. But as I was trying to say earlier, Dark Souls 2 is a little different than Dark Souls 1. Leveling up, all that is the same, but as for the multiplayer aspect, in order to get paired with other people in multiplayer, it does not go based off your level. You could be a level 1 and never level up your character, and it's based upon your soul count. There's the actual soul count. It keeps track of all the souls you've consumed in the game. Now here is a nest, the smooth and silky nest. You can collect little orb looking things that are smooth and silky, or what they are. You can bring them up there, drop them, and you get a random item. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad, but it's a fantastic way to get a random item. Now I did not need to go down here into this fog door, but I decided to go anyway. It's actually just the tutorial part that tells you how to jump, which is pretty easy. So yeah, that's why I went down here. I figured, you know, why not? Let's just go down here. We'll pick up all the items. Some of the items are not worth it. But actually, the item that I pick up down here is worth it for this character. It's an amber herb. It actually restores your spell uses without going to a bonfire, which is very useful if you're in the middle of a battle and your spells are empty. But at this stage of the game, the only spell I have is Soul Arrow, and it's the most basic one. And this character, I want to make him a pyromancer. I don't know why, I just like pyromancy, but it'll probably focus on mostly sorcery and maybe a little bit of miracles. It just depends. He's going to probably be an ultimate magic character, so we'll probably have all kinds of stuff, you know, and it may be almost impossible to master all of those things, but it will be a faith and intelligence based character. And please forgive me if I've got this mixed up, but I believe it is faith that you need for sorcerers, and or maybe it's faith for miracles. Actually, I think it's faith for miracles and intelligence for sorcery. But now you have to have a fragmented branch of yore to go through that door to the left back there, which I may or may not have. I don't think I do. It's not worth it really right now. Right now I'm going on to really what is the central point of the game. It is Majula. It's kind of the equivalent of Firelink Shrine from Dark Souls 1. And here's where it's a little bit different from Dark Souls 1. In order for you to level up, you can't do it just from any bonfire. You have to come back here to Majula, and there's a woman that you have to talk to, and she will allow you to level up. You don't want to kill her. It is possible to bring her back if you accidentally kill her or do it on purpose or whatever, but it's more complicated to level up, and it's highly recommended that you don't kill her. Here's the first bonfire in Majula, the only one in Majula, but yeah, you can go to her and level up. She gives you your first Estus flask. Another important difference from Dark Souls 1. In Dark Souls 1, you start out with 5. When you upgrade your Estus flask, you actually go up to 10, then 15, then 20 is the max. In this game, the absolute max is only 12. You start out with 1. You have to find the shards throughout the game. Give her the shards, and she gives you another Estus flask. And then you also can find Sublime Bone Dust, burn it in a bonfire, and by doing that, you can strengthen your Estus flask, same way in the first game. Okay, first thing we're doing here, we're talking to the blacksmith here in Majula. His blacksmith shop is locked, so we just had to talk to him, and he wants us to find his key, and we'll end up getting that later on. And right now I'm just running over this tent, pick up this item. I have no idea what it is, sorry people. Life gem. It is worth it in the beginning of the game to pick up a life gem, something like that, but later on you just buy them, so it's not really a big item, but it's nice to have. Fantastic compared to the first game, where you can just use the life gems to heal you, especially since you only have like one Estus flask at this point of the game. So life gems are an excellent addition. I know a lot of people complained about another fantastic feature here in Dark Souls 2. You are actually able to teleport between bonfires. Any bonfire you rest at, you can teleport to it, and I think it's fantastic. There you get a rusted coin just around the right corner bend there when you come down here. I honestly don't know what they're useful for, but anyway. This is where you're supposed to go. I mean, there are actually a multitude of areas you can go to. It's just not recommended until you level up a little bit. And I'm mostly used to playing as a warrior, physical attack type of character, but I have gotten slightly used to being a sorcerer. This next area, there's right below this bridge, there is a chest in it. It is definitely worth going down here. I think the chest has a human effigy in it. Actually, I don't think it. I know it. And, was that right? Yeah, there we go. And you don't want to fall in the water directly around that little rock. You will die. You want to jump over here. You get a homeward bone and a soul of lost undead. Always worth to get those souls. And then you just run down here. And just to the left of where I'm at is actually where you would come out if you didn't jump down there. But yeah, there's nothing left over there. You don't want to fight those trolls. They're a pain in the ass to kill. It's much easier with a ranged character. But as you can see, as soon as you get here into the forest of the giants, you are swarmed by these hallowed soldiers. And it's not too bad. Once you get used to playing a sorcerer, you just have to keep your distance and take them on one by one. I personally like fighting with a physical character, and if you have powerful weapons, you just slash them all to pieces. Your next bonfire is just off to the right here, on the other side of the little river. And as you can see, I'm not resting at the bonfire because I don't want to respawn any of the enemies that show up. But normally you rest at the bonfire, it replenishes your health. It actually even repairs your weapons, which is another addition that the first game did not have in it, which I love. But the main reason I didn't rest at the bonfire is because I didn't want to have those enemies respawn, because there's already like 4 or 5 of them over here that I had to fight. I didn't feel like fighting the other ones as well. As you can see, I'm trying to be a little more conservative here. I hit him once with the soul arrow, and then I'll go up and whack him. That way I can save my soul arrows. Excuse me. Just up above, after I get done killing these hallowed soldiers, is an area that there aren't really a lot of items that are worth picking up. There's only one, really, and it's a human effigy. Always get those human effigies, people. They are always worth it. And then, of course, I noticed there's an item over here. First time I went through the game, didn't notice it. I'm a newbie, guys. Haven't played this game a whole lot. I've only beaten it once, so I don't explore as often as my friend says. And that was a very nice way of saying the way he would say it. But anyway, up this ladder, there are a lot of items to get, but all of these soldiers that are laying down will get up. And you don't want to, run around and then fight them all at once. You want to take them on one at a time. Now, of course, if you're a physical character, it's a little easier. As you can see, I'm conserving my soul arrows. I'm just going up with my dagger and whacking them. Most of the items that you pick up are not really worth it, but it is worth getting the souls. And, of course, these enemies are not worth a lot of souls, but it's still, what the heck, It's fun. It's fun to kill these things. Why not? And pick up some of the items. Like, there's a life gem there. It's not really worth it, but as you can see, I've already used my Estus Flask. That's what sucks, but that's when those life gems are. Alright, and then this item to my left is actually the human effigy. That's what's worth picking up. So that's actually why I'm doing most of this. But it's always worth picking up. If there's an item to be picked up, I don't care if it's not worth it, unless it's like an extremely dangerous situation. I want to pick it up. I'm a hoarder. I want everything that is there to be picked up. And of course, there are going to be probably many times I don't go into an area that I probably should go into. Like, there's a pit over there that my friend went down into, and he told me it's a hellhole. And just because he told me it's a hellhole, I don't want to go in it. But I probably should for whatever item might be down there. But as you can see, this ladder that goes up here, there's an enemy that comes down it. You want to start to go up the ladder and then get back down it. Otherwise, the enemy just kicks the crap out of you. And then I almost went up the ladder there. He dropped an item, and I couldn't get toggled where I could pick it up. It was just a hollowed infantry helmet. But like I said, I pick up everything that can be picked up. Up here, it's worth going up here because, well, there is a little bit slightly more tougher than the hollowed infantry. It's a royal soldier, I believe. Hallowed royal soldier. Not really that much tougher. But just on the other side of him is a broadsword, and I fell, which was horrible and stupid, but I do go back up there. There's, I believe, a broadsword is what it is, and I don't really want it, My character actually can't use it. He's not strong enough. But it is better than a dagger. And I do want to have some form of physical weapon in case I run out of magic. So, that'd be the reason. And there's also a shield, I believe. So, but besides the fact, I mean, I knew there was something worth getting over here. But just because there's something there, I want it. Short sword and the soul of the lost undead. Just another one of those souls that you can use. Here you can see I'm equipping the sword, but I cannot use it because my character doesn't have the strength to use it. So we'll be still using the dagger for quite a while. Alright, once again, soldier dropped something. Gotta pick it up. Alright. And then I also discovered there was an item to pick up once I get down the ladder here. Just off to the left, and I was kind of, you know, scared to go after it because it requires jumping and you might die. But I made it, and I wanted it. Twinkling Titanite is always worth it for upgrading your weapon. And then, of course, there was the soul of an undead. So that was completely worth it. And I have 1,500 souls on me. I believe I am going to teleport back to Maluja is what I'm doing here. Or Majula, sorry if I always call it Maluja. So you have to forgive me if I pronounce it wrong. And actually, no, we're not going back to Maluja. This is just the end of the video. Thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you later for the next episode.